How's it going, everyone? I'm heading out Talisker Bay, so it's pretty close to the world famous whiskey distillery. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this. It's an app I've been using for a while. What this app does is you can put in the location that you want to, where you want to go. You can actually put in the time that you want to shoot, and it will actually show you where the sunset and sunrise lines are. But you can see if I go later on in the day, this evening sunset is going to be it's going to be there. So that red line is sunset. The one on the other side, that's sunrise. You can then sort of plan ahead a little bit and avoid potentially shooting directly into the sun, avoid very kind of shady areas. So it's really useful, and it's a pretty decent drive. So I'll try and get a bit of footage along the way. So just arrived here at Talisker. This is the end of the road. So there's a sign going down to the beach. So I'm just going to follow that sign. On the map it looks like it's probably about 10 to 15 minute hike down. And from there we should be able to get to the beach, find a decent location and set up an evening shot. So yeah, let's go. Just take a look at this. This is my kind of funky little setup of filming whilst driving in the car. So I've got my bloody tripod just stuck between the door, the centre console and the footrest there. It's not very steady at all, but it kind of gets the job done. The only downside is my windscreen is really dirty, which is not great. So I'm gonna make sure I clean my windshield for the next video. So just quickly, while walking down, just want to let you know what kit I've brought along today. Like I said, I've got D610, 20 to 35, D2.8 lens, 17mm Tokina. For the actual shoot, I'm going to go wide as possible. And it looks pretty impressive. Like seems to be a lot of rocks on the beach. The sun's going down pretty quickly. Like I'm actually a little bit late getting here. By the way, you know what I don't recommend is the original GorillaPod. I've been using it to try and get some B-roll, but if you're using a DSLR, the 610 is fairly lightweight as far as full frame cameras go. Whack it on the ground, the legs just slowly just move out of position. Eventually it's just going to fall. It's freaking useless. So have a look at that. Everyone has any recommendations for an alternative to the GorillaPod? Let me know, it'd be great. There you go, look at that. You can see the beach. Well excited. Just in time for sunset. So here we are down at the beach. You just got that big rock sticking up there with a little gap between the rock and the cliff edge. So I'm going to set up for that. As you can see, the sun is going down. This is the GorillaPod, by the way, so I'm just going to ditch that. So yeah, we've got a bit of time, so I'm going to set up, try and get a decent composition. I'm probably going to go for the obvious one first. There's a lot of massive rocks on the beach, so it also makes it a little bit tricky to get your tripod in the right place. But the plus side is that there's a lot of foreground interest here. There's a few other people on the beach just playing around. There's a couple of other things I can see around. Over there, there's some sort of rusty oil can. There's a couple of fences, so that could make for some interesting leading lines as well. So I'm going to check that out. I'm just going to get set up and let's go for this one. Hopefully we'll get some decent colours in the sky. Get a little bit of oranges and reds and pinks and stuff. Let's crack on. Alright, just a quick behind the scenes look. So I've got my coking ring here, a couple of Grad NDs. Right, check that out. So you've got a lot more light in the sky there. That shot is underexposing the rocks, but it's probably balancing the exposure for the sky there. If we expose for the rocks, that sky is overexposed. So what we do is we use this Grad ND to bring the exposure down in the sky without affecting the rest of the image. So you can see the rocks are still perfect because that's clear glass at the bottom. And that also brings out, see that the colours coming out of the sky there. Oh, shit. Hello. Right, so just finished up for the day. I've spent the last probably hour down there by the rocks, getting some pretty awesome shots. So I didn't really bother to explore the rest of the beach, but I'm pretty happy with the shots I've got so far. I'd like to say that this place is pretty awesome for sunset, nighttime, long exposure, low light stuff. You've obviously got all of the various elements that you need to create a pretty awesome image. The sea was getting pretty rough. My camera's completely splashed. It's covered in salt water. The lens got wet a couple of times, so I'm gonna have to go home and clean that up. I really love this location. It's the first time I've been here. Really impressed with everything that you can find. It's only a little hike, 15-20 minutes. It's not bad at all. Another thing as well I've just noticed is that there's loads of bats flying around. Now that it's dark, all the nocturnal animals have decided to come out. I didn't bring any video light with me. I've literally just got my mobile phone, just using the LED off that. This is the third take I've done of this, so I don't really want to do it again. If it's out of focus, got it. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and catch you soon. Where the hell is the lens? I was just walking back, I'm just back in the car now, and so you know that video game Angry Birds. Well, basically they live in these trees out there. You can't see it because it's pitch black outside, but there's a bunch of trees. And I was literally walking up to the car, and I heard it's like, it's like screaming, and I was like, looked in the tree, and like the leaves were rustling, like the branches were moving and stuff. And I just spoke to the guy who lives there. This is like some trees in this dude's house, in his garden. And he was like, yeah, they're my birds. They're peacocks that live in the trees, apparently. And they're just like going nuts, man. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I was literally like, heard it, I was like, whoa, what is that? So yeah, back in the car, gonna drive home, and that's it. I'm starving now. It's like 10:15, and really pleased with the results from what I saw on the camera. So yeah, can't wait to get home and get these developed.